What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Save the World video. As you see in the bottom left, Flannel Falls, right? Adventure season is over. It ended on the 24th. Today is the 25th. And I thought it ended today, so I was going to get on and play it. I just. Actually, no. Actually, yeah, I think. I don't know why I said no. The last mission I played, I had unlocked level 140 missions, but obviously new venture season, so everything's reset. Um, this is basically just going to be a refresher on how to level up faster. Now, obviously, you're going to want to play these four-player recommended missions, or I call them four times. You're going to want to play these over and over, basically. Obviously, you can jump into other missions to farm. Like in this case, you can get metal from this ride lightning, or you can get wood from this ride lightning. Uh, you can get both from one of them, but it's just a suggestion. One will have more of one material than the other. Like this one will have more metal, and this one will have a lot more wood, a lot more stone, um, which is cool because if you are using right here, KC clip, you're gonna get a lot more materials. Now for this build, all you really need is clip, blast from the past, which means you need to have fossil Southie to get that ability or team perk. Um, and then at least two other prehistoric heroes or historic heroes. They're called in the collection book. They're called historic heroes, but I call them prehistoric heroes because they're dinosaurs. Uh, but yeah, just like for the like farming build, I guess with Fossil Southie, you would have Fossil Southie as your main or your commander, and then you would have these two or any random prehistoric heroes. You would definitely need strike cost, and you would definitely need the ability that Fossil Southie gives you for the build, right? Fossil Southie is one of the two, so if you're using Clip, then you can have Fossil Southie, and then you could have this girl, Prehistoric Izza, or I forget this guy's name, Jurassic Ken, right? So you could have either one of these three, but you need at least two of them in your team. Now, this was kind of just built together, really just because you only need three characters for the build. Four if you, well, actually, not four, still three if you want to have a farming build. But this venture season, it's not. Let's check the mission info. It is escalation, and if you remember last venture season, I was talking about escalation, but it says maintaining an elimination streak increases your power. I guess every 30 eliminations will trigger something. Elimination, an element burst that deals 10%, not 10%, that hits enemies and does a 10% boost to weapons and abilities. Um, Building up to a maximum of 100 extra damage. So I guess you can get 100 extra damage. It goes to, I believe it's 150. I don't know if that's true or not, but as far as I know, it goes to 150, and after 150, there'll be this big burst that freezes enemies. Enemies include mist monsters and bosses, so all enemies basically, even the bosses. So if you were to get escalation on any one of these missions with the mini boss, and you hit that 150, it's like 150 or 200. If I want to be honest, it's around there. You hit that, and your mini boss will freeze, which is great. I actually really like this type of like venture zone escalation. The last one did make it a bit easier. I'll be honest, the last venture was probably one of the easiest ventures, but I started it late, and then on top of that, I really kind of just wanted to play with the friends that I've been playing with. So I was like, I'm gonna wait for them. instead of just playing by myself. Yesterday I did level up once and almost twice. Um, but the fastest way to level up are to these 2 times missions, or these the 2 times, or they're 4 times, but they're 4 player recommended, so I call them 4 times. Even though they are only 2 times venture XP, they'll always only be 2 times venture XP, but they are 4 times of, say, like schematic XP or something, right? Like this one's only 2 times, but this is also a limited zone. Uh, all of them are actually, which is really good for leveling, because you could do all of them basically and get um, a good amount of XP from each. Or if you don't know, you can get just as much XP or more. So you see how this limited has this 2,650. You can get more than that sometimes, right? Not all the time. From leveling up the difficulty of the missions, because you can level up the difficulty up to 6. It does scale how much XP you get on how high the level of the mission is. So that is a thing. But if you're a solid team of constructors, right now you don't necessarily need that. But if you have it, you are basically set. Now, constructors, I mean, let me go to one of them. Not this one. This is my like AFK Plankerton build material thing. It's not what I'm talking about, right? So these 3 characters, this first one, Ice King, if you have him, use him as your main. If you don't, then any one of these 3. So this is Power Base Kyle, and this is Mega Base Kyle. No, not Mega Base Kyle. This is Base Kyle. View and inspect Base Kyle. I have him 136 just because I don't know what to spend my hero things on, so I'm just spending them on the heroes I use the most. That's why the Ice King is 144, and the Power Mod guy, I believe, is 144 as well. Yeah. Power Base Kyle. Yeah, Power Base Kyle. But if you don't have Ice King and you have Power Base Kyle, you could put him as your commander and still have Lofty Architecture. Ideally, you want increased trap duration, durability. You want Hotfix for a little bit more build repair speed. And if you don't have this guy, you don't need him. You can put someone else. You can put like this guy, does a little bit more damage. Field base, I wouldn't recommend using, but you can use him if you want. It's just because that damage doesn't scale up to your level. As far as I know, right? It doesn't scale up to your level, so that 39 damage you're doing no matter what level you are, and that's bad. It's bad because you're going against high level guys you're not going to want. You know what I mean? Fully contained is kind of decent in the lower level areas, I want to be honest. So having this is alright. It's not the worst. If you have Brain Freeze, that's a cool one. That's a one that I would definitely switch. And that's because of its perk, right? Decoy destroys. When a decoy is destroyed, it explodes in a frigid blast that freezes all enemies in a 1 tile radius for 3 seconds. All enemies does not include Miss monsters or bosses. That sucks. But, I mean, all other enemies still pretty good. You know what I mean? They could stack up. And besides, if you were to throw your decoy right in front of a charging smasher, it will kind of keep it there from charging forward. So it's kind of a way to stop it. It's got to be right in front of it, or it'll go just run around it. You could use Bomb Suit Kyle for extra armor, or you could use... but this is while shield is depleted, so I wouldn't really use her. Your shield has to be gone for it. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, right? Oh, your shield breaks. You have increased armor, which means it's going to do less damage to you. That's why I run her sometimes. Some of my builds I have her just in case I lose shield. I don't want to take too much more damage. You know, it's for the hope. I hope that they don't do too much damage to me. Bouncy shields is weird. I wouldn't extend... oh, that's not bouncy shield. 5 blocks attacked by going Constructor creates a sonic wave dealing 64 damage base in a 0.5. That one's not that good, so I wouldn't recommend using that one either. Everything else is characters that are already there. I don't have a lot of Constructors that are Constructor-esque, and that's because the constructors all you really need is a power mod, a lofty architecture. This is optional, but like Hotfix Hazard, I think his name is. Uh, Tough Traps. This is Mechanist Mina. So this is from. That's not her. This is Mechanist Mina. Mechanist Mina. She was a. I believe she was a pack character. I'm not sure. I don't remember, and I can't check. But any one of the combinations, right? You could have power mod in your command. You could have lofty in your command. What I do recommend if you're gonna play with others, that each and you guys are gonna co-constructor. Each one of you play a different constructor. So if you, sorry, if you are Ice King, you want your friend to play power mod and your other friend to play lofty, and you still want power mod and lofty in your support team, because they do kind of stack. I think it's up to 22,000. 22,000 is total base health, and that's with traps that increase not base health, but structure health, right? And you can also throw down a banner, which is why I run banners and slow fields, because that also increases buildings health, right? As it says there, healing players' buildings health to 250% for 45 seconds in a 1 tower radius. It also does a shockwave, and it also acts as a respawn anchor, right? So, I guess you have to be in range of it as well. So you have to die within a certain range of it, and then you can respawn there. Which I didn't even know. I thought it was just respawn anchor, right? But I guess it's within a certain range. Cool. But as I was saying, back to the missions, you can level up the missions. It costs 12. I'm going to say 12. It costs 12. It might be 12, it might be 11, or maybe just gathering more than I need. But as far as I know, it's 12 to max it out. And then, like, say for a Ride the Lightning, right? It's 12 to max it out, plus 4, right? So you're going to have 16 blue glow to max it out. If you're playing with a team, it's not going to take long. Playing by yourself, it is going to take long. You cannot level up these 4 times missions. You can't level up the encampments, and you can't level up build the radars or these resupplies, but you can level up these retrieve datas that aren't these 4-player ones. You can level them up. That's another way to get more XP for the missions you're playing, right? It's because let's say you get that 2650, right? 2650, and then that venture XP at the bottom might be like a 3,000-4,000 XP. If you were to level up the mission, you would get maybe an extra like 6,500, which is pretty decent, right? This 2x1 is a lot better. Obviously, you would do these first, and then since it takes you have to be level 10. You see the level up top. You have to be level 10, I believe, to get 24 zones. So this is a 15 recommended. You want a 24 recommended, you have to be level 10. So it would help you leveling up. I do want to say that I finally got my banner, my building banner. So that is one of the last quests challenges. One of the last quests I have to do. Right, it's 2 other ones. They're both at 80, which is pretty good, right? Save Survivors is the one I have, but this building one I'm gonna rock is my main banner from now on. Oops, I exposed my friends. It's the main banner I'm gonna rock. What else? There's also dungeons. Dungeons is another way to earn gold. The dungeons aren't. Yeah, they're right here. Dungeons. I was gonna say dungeons aren't here yet, but they are. Also upcoming should be another zone apart from dungeons later on. I don't know how far later on. Maybe next month is another zone that's gonna come out, And it's also another way to get the prehistoric heroes or the historic heroes. I forget what that event's called, honestly. I don't remember what it's called. But it's a good way to get the prehistoric heroes. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it's called. Okay, sorry for the cut. Dungeons, sorry. I went on a tangent. But dungeons, right? Back to dungeons. Dungeons is another way to get gold. Now, if you check your dungeon quests, Blockbuster Quest 2 is another way to get, I believe you get upcoming, you'll be able to get 2 mythic heroes, Carbite and Cloak Star. But your rewards for, see, like this one's the Grotto, right? You can't do the Grotto right now unless you've beaten this main dungeon. So you go to the crypts, then it's another one, then it's another one, and the labs are over here too on this right side, left side. What the hell? The right side is the other dungeon. There's 2 more dungeons, and then there's the labs. But back to the quests for the dungeons, right? See, this one gives you 150 gold, 200 lunar llamas, 41k battle XP, which is pretty good. Alright, battle XP. If you complete a mission in the crypts, you get 100 gold, which is another 100 gold for that 150. It's easy 250. You do all of them, you get a dungeon load screen, 250, 500. It's kind of, this one's the 141, which is freaking pretty hard, but you get 1,000 each if you do all 4 of them. The labyrinth, and there's a new one called the lab. It's another one. Get a hero, green hero, which is bad. Destroy urns, get 100 tickets. 5 mini bosses, get more tickets. Everything else I think is tickets from here on out. Not a little bit of gold, but you hit by every trap, tickets. It's a lot of gold for your first one, especially if you just run it. You get a lot of gold. Venture challenges, always make sure to do venture challenge for extra XP as well. See, I did a little bit, so I have 40, almost done with some of them. Endurance dailies are kind of weird if you have a friend with an endurance, saying candy. For me, it's candy. For you, it might be Plankerton, Stonewood. But if you have one of those, that's another easy way to get a bunch of Battle Pass XP and a bit of evolution material. The Wargame challenges, I wouldn't really do. Some of them are pretty hard. Weekly challenges, if you have weekly challenges, this one's a hero. But I mean, that's really it. The main topic was rewards, I guess, and stuff. But yeah, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you want to see more, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.